The Haunting of Gamers Haven. My friends and I were avid gamers, always on the lookout for the latest multiplayer adventures. We stumbled upon Gamers Haven, an obscure online game promising a unique experience like no other. Little did we know that our journey into the virtual realm would lead us to a terrifying encounter beyond our wildest nightmares. As we logged in and created our characters, the game felt different from the start. The graphics were uncannily realistic, and the NPCs, non-player characters, displayed eerie, lifelike expressions. But what truly set Gamers Haven apart was the presence of a mysterious character named the Game Master. The Game Master's presence was unsettling. He seemed to control the game with an uncanny precision, appearing and disappearing at will. He whispered cryptic messages in our private chats, predicting our moves with eerie accuracy. One night, as we delved deeper into the game, the atmosphere shifted. The virtual world became increasingly distorted, as if reality itself was unraveling. Our characters were tormented by nightmarish visions, and we found ourselves trapped in a relentless cycle of terror. The Game Master's voice grew louder and more malevolent, filling our headphones with chilling threats. Our characters were no longer under our control, forced to commit horrifying acts against their will. The lines between the game and reality blurred, and we feared for our sanity. Desperation set in as we tried to disconnect from the game, but it was as if Gamers Haven had a hold on our very souls. The Game Master reveled in our torment, taunting us with promises of escape if we could survive his twisted challenges. As the days turned into nights, we struggled to maintain our grasp on reality. Our health deteriorated, and the virtual horrors spilled into our lives. Objects moved on their own, and phantom footsteps echoed through our homes. In a final, horrifying encounter, the Game Master manifested in our physical world, an entity of pure darkness and malice. He whispered our real names and threatened to consume our souls. Panic surged through us as we realized that Gamers Haven had become a living nightmare. We sought the help of a tech-savvy friend who managed to sever our connection to the game. With trembling hands, we watched as the screen went dark, and the Game Master's sinister laughter faded into silence. But the scars of our ordeal remained. We had entered Gamers Haven seeking adventure, but we emerged with a harrowing tale of terror that would forever haunt our dreams. The Cursed Console. My fascination with vintage video games led me to acquire an ancient console from a garage sale, an obscure model known as the Soul Eater. Little did I know that my quest for nostalgia would turn into a relentless nightmare, blurring the lines between reality and the virtual world. The first time I powered on the console, a sense of unease washed over me. The screen displayed a pixelated title, The Abyss. The game began innocently enough, with my character exploring a dark, labyrinthine world. But as I progressed, the atmosphere grew increasingly ominous. Strange glitches marred the game's graphics, and unsettling whispers emanated from the speakers. My character's movements became erratic, as if controlled by an unseen force. The digital world seemed to bleed into my surroundings, casting eerie shadows on the walls. Night after night, I delved deeper into the abyss, unable to tear myself away. My sleep-deprived mind conjured vivid nightmares filled with grotesque, pixelated monstrosities. I feared that my obsession with the game was unraveling my sanity. Then, one fateful evening, as I navigated a virtual abyss, a spectral figure materialized on my screen, a gaunt, shadowy entity with hollow eyes. It beckoned to me with spectral hands, its voice a chilling whisper in my ears. Terrified, I tried to disconnect the console, but it refused to power off. The entity's words grew more malevolent, promising to merge our worlds and consume my very soul. Panic surged through me as I realized that the cursed console had become a conduit to a nightmarish dimension. In a desperate bid to break free, I sought the help of a tech-savvy friend. Together, we managed to disconnect the console, but the entity's malevolent laughter echoed through the room before dissipating into nothingness. The cursed console was sealed away, locked in a box, and hidden from the world. But its presence lingered, a sinister reminder of the horrors I had experienced. The line between the virtual and real had blurred, leaving me forever scarred by the malevolent forces that had emerged from the abyss. The haunting of the VR horror game virtual reality gaming had always intrigued me, so when I discovered an obscure VR horror game titled The Haunting, I couldn't resist the allure of immersive terror. Little did I know that my fascination with the virtual world would lead to a harrowing experience that defied explanation. As I donned the VR headset and entered The Haunting, the game's realism was astonishing. The eerie mansion I explored was filled with lifelike details, from the creaking floorboards to the flickering candlelight. It was a chilling experience, but I relished the fear that coursed through me. The game's objective was simple: survive a night in the haunted mansion. I navigated dark corridors and encountered grotesque apparitions that seemed to reach out from the screen. But as the night wore on, the game took a sinister turn. The mansion's horrors began to manifest in my physical surroundings. Objects moved on their own, and chilling whispers echoed through my room. The VR headset seemed to meld with my senses, blurring the line between reality and the virtual world. Then, a malevolent presence emerged. A spectral figure with hollow eyes, known as the Master of Shadows. It appeared both in the game and in my room, its ethereal form looming over me with a sadistic grin. The Master of Shadows whispered promises of eternal torment and challenged me to confront my deepest fears. I struggled to remove the VR headset, but it clung to my head as if fused with my flesh. Desperation set in as I realized that the haunting had become a nightmarish trap. The virtual horrors bled into my reality, and I feared for my sanity. In a final, terrifying encounter, the Master of Shadows merged with my virtual character, transforming it into a grotesque abomination. I was forced to confront the horrors of the mansion, battling nightmarish creatures with every ounce of strength. With a surge of determination, I fought back the malevolent presence and tore off the VR headset. The room returned to normal, but the echoes of terror lingered. The haunting had left an indelible mark on my psyche. The immersive horror had blurred the line between the virtual and real, leaving me forever haunted by the malevolent forces that had emerged from the game. Please, subscribe for more spine-chilling stories. Thank you.